Actor and singer-songwriter Alicia Witt has been acting since the age of 7, when she made her film debut in David Lynch's sci-fi classic Dune. And most recently, in 2024, she starred in the thriller Longlegs opposite Nicolas Cage. But it's her extensive musical career that interests me. Witt spent 5 weeks in the Billboard Top 30 AC radio chart with her single "Chasing Shadows" off her 2021 album "The Conduit", which she co-produced. Her newest release is 2023's "Witness", led by the title track. Alicia Witt is a classically trained former competitive pianist. Her music has been described by the Philadelphia Inquirer as sharply personal, boldly melodic pop originals in the Carole King, Billy Joel vein, and touching lost and found love ballads.
Hello, Alicia. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you doing?
Wonderful, thank you. It's great that you're here and I get a chance to chat with you for a little bit.
Yes.
You are an accomplished actress and musician. Do you feel like you've achieved a good balance for two passions in your life?
I think the balance right now is just about perfect in terms of the amount of time I spend on each. It's pretty much 50-50. And I spend enough time on all of the different things I do to where I don't get too bored or too stuck in one or the other. I've just spent a few days in the studio now, and I got a call from the director of the last movie I did to let me know that there's a scene that they need for that to add a scene for the movie. So that's an example of a week that is perfectly balanced. And I always write at least one song every week.
Oh, good.
So it's great.
And keeping practice and on the keys and everything.
Yeah. I lead a weekly songwriting circle. So we have to write one song or you get kicked out. I took it over for somebody
Oh,
a
cool.
bit earlier, about a year ago.
I was just doing like a quick overview of your whole career, and it just seemed like you had a perfect balance between working as an actress and a musician. You're constantly busy, which is kind of cool having two options to, to work on.
It is really cool because as anyone who works in movies can tell you, there's a lot of waiting. And it's not, if you're producing it, that's one thing, or directing, of course, and that side of it is pretty full on. But if your role in it is only as actor, there's a lot of downtime. So it's really good no matter what it is your other passions are to have lots of other things that you're excited about.
Mm.
Fill that space and to fill your brain. And I noticed without question that once I brought my own original music into the mix about 17 years ago now, it made my acting feel fresh again. And all the little parts of me that were starting to feel slightly burned out and not feeling as excited about the kinds of roles that were coming my way. It just rejuvenated everything. It's such a good balance for me. Thank you for noticing that.
That's wonderful. You're originally from Worcester, up in our area,
Yeah.
and I believe are you living in Nashville now?
Yes. I
Cool. It seems like such a cool place to be. Do you
am.
ever run into any artists from up in this area? Because I know a lot of people that go down there to, try to make their fame down there, and because that's the place to be, especially if you're like a country or Americana type artist.
I mean, I always run into people from LA for certain. I lived in LA for 25 years, but I'm trying to think of, no, I don't know off the top of my head of any artists from New England that I've run into recently,
Hmm.
but I'm sure I do all the time and I just don't know about it.
I'll,
Um,
I'll tell everybody, hey, make sure you look out for Alicia. She's down
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Will you be performing, I should have mentioned, you're going to be performing at the Packing House on April 26th and an amazing place to see a show. Have you been there before?
I've not been there before.
Cool. I hear. I mean, I've enjoyed all the performances I've seen there. I think it's a great place, acoustic wise, and I hear feedback from people who have performed there that they've enjoyed performing there as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
I am so looking forward to it. I did film a movie, a Christmas movie, actually, about 7 or 8 years ago now, in Wethersfield, Connecticut.
Oh,
Not the same exact area of Connecticut, I know, but
it's a small state.
still, yeah. And I had the warmest, most welcoming experience. It was so special. The people who lived there came out and gave us the red carpet treatment. They made us snacks and came out to watch us film the scenes and
Oh,
reminded everyone involved with the production, I think, why we make these movies. They're meant for exactly these wonderful people who live in these towns. And instead of it being a fictional Hallmark town, it was a real Hallmark town. In fact, the local store printed out T-shirts that said, "I live in a Hallmark movie town."
were you in the historic area?
Hmm?
That's a
So,
very historic town in Connecticut. One of the first.
yeah, it was absolutely lovely. I loved the heirloom market and all of the original heirloom seeds that they sell there.
Oh, cool. And, I was just recently watching an interview you did with somebody, and you were talking about your garden and how you save your seeds and put them in a drawer. And
Yes. Yes, I could spend the whole interview talking about gardening, but I won't. But my latest mystery is why aren't my eggplant seeds sprouting?
oh,
And those are from my own eggplants from last year. So I I'm going to need to look this up and figure out if I've done something wrong in the saving of them, then I just have to buy some eggplant seeds and
hmm,
get those going. But I start all of my seedlings indoors these days.
cool.
So that way they have a head start. And then I just have to leave it to chance a bit because the life of an artist is such that you don't always know what your schedule is going to be. So I
Mhm.
could get a call after we hang up today that says I'm going to have to go somewhere for 2 months to film. And then I'll have to ask a kind friend or neighbor to plant all of these seedlings. But yeah, I that is my greatest hobby, just going out to my garden and picking something fresh off the plant and
Yeah,
harvesting it, cooking it for people. Oh,
it's a
it's
great way to be grounded.
yeah.
To work, get your hands dirty in the soil and to eat something that you grew yourself.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Very, very rewarding and very educational and frustrating at times,
Yeah.
but always fascinating.
Well, I hope your eggplant seeds sprout up soon.
Thank you. Well, it takes them 2 weeks to sprout, and we're just about at 2 weeks. So
Uh,
I'm about ready to come to the conclusion they're not going to. And yeah, but thank you. Maybe I'll go downstairs and they will have sprouted during our call.
it's like magic.
Yeah, it is like magic. You don't know what's going on down there.
You don't. So at the packing house, will you be performing any specially curated collection of tunes or kind of a little bit from throughout your career as a musician?
I I generally come up with this set list not too long before the show. I'll play I'll play definitely a smattering of songs from across my releases and the various years. And the first EP I put out was 2009, so I have a lot of songs out there. And what is fun as well is there's always new songs. There's, I mean, tons and tons of songs.
Especially if you're writing one every week, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so many songs. Some of the songs I write for the weekly circle, I know I'm probably not going to release or record. And then some of them I can't get out of my head, like the one I wrote this past Sunday. I
Oh,
can't get it out
cool.
of my head. So that's a good sign.
That would be a good
Oh,
test market at the packing house.
I will most definitely, I always, no matter where or when I play, I always share some unrecorded songs. And I love hearing the audience's reaction.
That is cool.
But another thing I'll do though is, especially now that we're getting close to the show, I'll start putting out on social media the question and ask people who are going to be attending what they really want to hear.
Oh, good.
And I try to curate the set list based on that. And at the end of the show, if there are songs that the audience has really been wanting me to play, but I didn't, I'll ask them to call out the names of the songs. And then I create a medley of the requests that I hear.
Oh, wow.
And that is different every time. And my beloved dog, Ernest, usually comes out with me for that.
Oh, nice.
So I look forward to that encore every time I do a show.
Oh, that is cool. I think that's a great way to please your audience.
Well, it also keeps me up on my toes with practicing my
Yeah.
songs. I frequently play online shows, and those are fun too because there's a live chat board. I use a platform called Stage It,
Hmm.
and the live chat board gives people an opportunity to call out requests as well. So as I play those shows, I'm often asked to play things that I hadn't even thought of in a while. Now, of course, at an online show, I take more chances. I'll sometimes try to play something I haven't practiced, and if I flub it up, it's okay.
Oh,
I won't
well,
do that at the packing house, most likely. But you never know. I'm pretty up on it. I play every day, so I enjoy the challenge of trying something I haven't played in a few years.
cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with for April 26th. I
Thank you.
especially love some of your Christmas themed songs. Was the holidays a special time for you as a kid?
Oh, yes. Yeah, very, very special. I I had this, I don't know what it was like for other kids. I mean, I was homeschooled, and so everything was very insular for me in that way. But my parents really went all out to make sure Christmas was a very special time. And there were presents all around the house.
Oh, cool.
It was just always so wonderful. And I remember one particular Christmas, I woke up at 2:30 in the morning, and the unspoken rule was whenever you wake up, you can open your presents.
Oh, wow.
That was that was a Christmas when everybody was especially tired. But wow, what a wonderful time of year it always was.
Hmm.
And the Christmas movies that I had a chance to be part of were also a really big reason why I started putting out so much Christmas music. And of course, a number of those songs have been heard in the Christmas movies I appear in. So that's a
That's
nice,
great.
nice
Wow.
crossover. And the album that I just put out in November was the first one that I've produced entirely myself, and that was really fun too.
Is that the Witness EP?
No,
Oh,
that
no, no, the Christmas one. I'm sorry. Yeah.
yeah, Witness came out in 2023, and then my Christmas album came out this past November, and so much of last year was spent deciding which songs to record, writing the songs, scheduling the studio time, figuring out the arrangements and the musicians on them, and mixing and mastering. And all of it, and the artwork and the photos. And it's just a huge endeavor to put out a record from beginning to end.
And that's,
And
I think I'm spending Christmas with you.
yes. It's worth it though, because especially for a Christmas album, it will come around every Christmas.
Yep.
It's it's amazing to have one out in the world and to have the intention and hope that it will be a part of people's Christmases. And they'll add their favorite songs to their playlists, and it's I've wanted to do that for a long time. So touring with it in December was a dream. And I'm most definitely going to do another Christmas tour this year.
Oh, good. I'm looking forward to seeing that, even if I have to travel down to Nashville.
Oh, well, you won't have to. I will. I mean, please come down to Nashville. I'll be playing a show at Third and Lindsley on May 25th, which will be broadcast live on our local independent radio, Lightning 100.
Cool.
But I will certainly be playing Boston and probably other New England stops along the way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
If I write a catchy tune with compelling lyrics, would I find my way into your heart?
What is that from?
Yeah, I noticed you wrote a song, someone to write a song, to write me a song.
Yes.
Has anyone ever written a song for you?
Yes, it has happened. It has. It
I
has.
love that song. Did you write the lyrics yourself or co-written?
That song is co-written with my friend Jeff Cohen, who has written songs for some really wonderful artists. He's he's been a longtime friend of mine, and we've written a number of things together. I had that idea though, driving through Music Row one day. I I suppose I was listening to some heartfelt song that sounds like it's written about somebody real. Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. But I started thinking about the various people that I've dated who have been songwriters. And I thought, I don't know if I've ever had a song written about me. I'm not sure. And I didn't think I had, but it gave me the idea for a song anyway.
It's a great idea.
Thank you. Well, and all the metaphors too, even if you're not
Yes,
in the songwriting world, it's what more could you want than for somebody to write a song for you?
very romantic. And another romantic song that I really love is One Last Drink.
Thank you.
That it's I initially played it on another radio show I do called the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. And I was doing like a set for Mardi Gras. And I figured one last drink, talking about drinking Mardi Gras is, a good part of the theme. But it's really not about that. I love listening to lyrics and kind of trying to figure out what the intent was that, the artist put into it, the writer put into it.
Thank you. Yeah, that was not written about somebody in particular that I was dating or anything. It was the idea of it, though, having at that time been a recent non-drinker, I started thinking it's going to be a whole different experience when I do start, when I start up a relationship with somebody and alcohol isn't a part of it any longer. Because
Mm.
if you're somebody that does drink, chances are, especially when you're getting to know somebody, alcohol helps to loosen everything up and takes down some of those walls. And when that's not an option for you any longer for whatever reason, it just, that you're there with that person, getting to know them for all the right reasons. And you're completely in control of all of your decisions.
Hmm.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, love can make you crazy, that's for sure. Love can make you lose your mind in a whole different way, but
exactly.
alcohol can bring about all sorts of other things.
Hmm.
And I I find myself enjoying getting to know new people as friends or as in a dating capacity now that I don't drink. And I wanted to write a song about that. I wrote that one with my friend Matt Wynn, who is a wonderful writer here in Nashville.
Kudos to both of you then, because that's a beautiful song.
Thank you. We also wrote Witness together.
Ah, well, would you like to play a quick game?
Sure, I'm game for that.
Cool. The name of the game is called Lyrical Ponderings. I'm going to give you a song title. The song title is in the form of a question. You can either tell me who sang the song or answer the question.
Okay, I'm up for it, Mark.
Okay. Pick a number between 1 and 201.
16.
Ah, good. Most people pick a large number and have to scroll down and scroll down and scroll down. This one's easy. Oh, I love this one. How can you mend a broken heart?
You can meditate. You can cry. You can journal. You can spend time with your wonderful dog who's looking so intently at me as I answer this question. You can commiserate, vent with dear friends, and you can write a whole lot of wonderful songs about it.
Absolutely. Great answer. Do you know who sang that song though?
Um, I can hear his
Yes.
voice. Um, is it Andy Gibb? No.
No. Good guess though. It's Al Green.
Oh my gosh. That's horrible.
That's okay. Most people
I,
don't
I
get these.
yeah, I could
And I
not.
love listening to the creative responses they give.
Oh, yeah, I have a game I play with my friend Paula called Name That Tune. And it's similar but very different, which we hum a lyric from a song.
Ah.
And then if we can't guess it from that, we say what the lyric is, but we try to pick an obtuse part of it.
Hmm.
Like for that song, I do know all the words to that one, I think. You could say, "How do you stop the sun from shining?" Well, that's not very obtuse. That's she would guess that. But there's so many good lyrics in that one. I would try to pick something from the heart of it that isn't, or I could say, "What makes the world go round?" Then you'd probably pick something else. What the
Probably.
world need now is love, sweet love.
That's a beautiful, beautiful game. I like that.
Yeah. There's no winning or losing. It's just fun.
Absolutely. That's why I do this. Well, Alicia, thank you so much for taking some time with me. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Packing House on April 26th down
Thank you.
in Willington, Connecticut. Lovely, lovely place. And
Great.
I'm sure everybody's going to have a wonderful time at this show.
Thank you. I can't wait to play there. And it's what I look forward to the most, actually, playing live shows for people. So whatever my April holds, I know that that is going to be one of the most peaceful evenings I have in April. Can't
Mm,
wait.
excellent. Thank you very much, Alicia.
Thank you, Mark. Lovely talking to you.
Take care.
You too.